Greetings, my motor enthusiasts. Prepare yourselves for an intriguing conversation. You're tuned in to F1 Motor Fever podcast.
Right, Enzo. Shall we dive into the latest controversy stirring up the Formula One world?
Indeed, Mr. William. Seems like Ford CEO Jim Farley is not too happy with Red Bull's handling of a certain investigation.
Ah, the allegations against team principal Christian Horner, you mean?
Exactly. Farley's been asking for some fair and just resolution, as well as prompt and serious attention to this matter.
And considering Ford's planned partnership with Red Bull's powertrains division, this certainly complicates things, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Farley emphasized that Ford's values are non-negotiable. It's clear he wants more transparency.
And what's Formula One management's stance on all this?
They've also issued a statement urging a swift resolution to the investigation. Looks like the pressure is mounting on Red Bull.
Blimey, it's going to be a bumpy ride for the Red Bull team.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. I'm your host, Enzo, a man with an insatiable passion for all things motorsport, and joining me is our trusted and knowledgeable commentator, Mr. William.
Well, thank you for the warm introduction, Enzo. Always a pleasure to take a deep dive into the thrilling world of Formula One.
We're here once again on F1 Motor Fever podcast, bringing you fresh off-the-press stories and fascinating insights every day. If you're a motor enthusiast like us, do us a solid. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, drop us a comment, and share with your friends and family. Your support is what keeps our engines roaring.
Couldn't agree more, Enzo. Let's keep this community growing.
Just wait till you hear what we've got in store today. I nearly fell off my chair when I read about it. The Red Bull drama just continues to boil.
Can't wait to dig into that, Enzo.
It's not just another F1 story, folks. This one has serious implications not just for Red Bull, but also for their future partners like Ford. I can't stress enough how important it is to understand the nuances of this. So don't you dare go anywhere.
Definitely sounds like something we shouldn't miss.
As we always say here on F1 Motor Fever podcast, full throttle. Let's get into it. So as we can see, Ford is not just mildly annoyed, but indeed rather frustrated with the lack of progress on this investigation. A recent report by the Associated Press reveals that Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, has written to Red Bull expressing this frustration.
The report mentions a letter, doesn't it?
Indeed, he's made it quite clear in this letter that the brand is unhappy with the slow pace of proceedings. He's emphasized that this is a matter that needs to be taken very seriously.
Essentially, he is asking for a swift resolution and full transparency from Red Bull, correct?
That's right. He's demanded prompt and serious attention to the matter, especially considering that Ford is set to partner with Red Bull's new powertrains division from the start of the 2026 season.
And it's not just Ford that's eager for a resolution. Apparently, the Formula One management has also expressed a similar sentiment.
Absolutely. They've made it clear that they don't want this to drag on for much longer. The last thing anyone wants is for this controversy to overshadow the first race of the campaign.
The plot thickens. How has Horner responded to this pressure?
Well, as we know, Horner has denied any wrongdoing. But how this is handled, especially with the F1 season opener taking place in Bahrain next weekend, remains to be seen.
Let's hope for a fair and quick resolution then.
Definitely. Full throttle to that. Now, despite this ongoing investigation, it's business as usual for Mr. Horner. He's maintained his role as team boss and was present at the new car launch in Milton Keynes and also attended the Formula One preseason test in Bahrain last week.
So he's going about his duties as normal then?
Seems like it. He's strongly denied any wrongdoing in this situation and continues to fulfill his professional commitments.
Well, it will be interesting to see how this situation evolves, especially with the upcoming season and the much-anticipated partnership between Red Bull and Ford.
Indeed, the stakes are high and everyone involved, including us and the fans, are hoping for a fair and swift resolution. William, what's the word on the street, internet-wise?
Well, let's see what the online community thinks about the performance gap between Verstappen and Perez at Red Bull. This is from a user called Pringles Admirer. Quote, Red Bull's rivals are wondering whether they will have to contend with two drivers or just Max. Over the 3 days, the difference in performance between Max and Perez was considerable, difficult to justify with a performance gap between two drivers. Sergio's performance is already being watched, unquote.
Oh, that's a bit punchy. Any interesting responses?
Yes, quite a few. CrazyDoc253 believes, quote, this is coming from inside of Red Bull after looking at their testing data, unquote.
Interesting. Any other significant remarks?
Pioneer Solid 3 made a valid point. Quote, add the McLaren duo. I don't think they are far behind from the top 3, unquote. But Frosty Till also noted that, quote, Lando in particular was already a big headache for Perez on track, no matter how fast the McLaren car was. He held him back in Australia by matching his pace, making it difficult for Perez to get back to the front. And that was before the car got faster. There's no reason why that wouldn't continue, unquote. One more input from a user named Realistic Possible. Quote, it shouldn't surprise anyone. There's such a performance gap between the two drivers, if last season is anything to go by. And I think Alonso summed it up best with his quote following testing. There are 19 drivers on the grid who know they're not going to be champions this year. Even Alonso is giving Checo zero chance of mounting a title challenge against Max, unquote.
Seems like there's quite a lively debate going on. Anything else juicy in there?
Oh, indeed. Between those predicting, like just bronze stuff, quote, I think they were sandbagging Max, while Checo was all out. Remember my words next weekend, unquote. And others like TurboLex stating, quote, that would be more than double from the average 0.3 he was losing last year. Even if the RB20 is as much of a rocket as we're all assuming it is, this won't be enough to place him ahead of the chasing pack as often as last year. If this is true, he's screwed, unquote.
Blimey, public opinion is more divided than a pizza at a kid's party. Let's see how things unfold. That's a wrap for today's episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast, folks. We've had a right chinwag about the latest twists and turns of Formula One, and it's been a pleasure to have your company. Remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our daily chats. We truly appreciate every single one of you. Share our jolly podcast with all your mates, whether it's in your WhatsApp groups, on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or over a pint at the pub.
Yes, and let's not forget about our family dinners. Imagine a roast on the table and our podcast on the telly. Sounds like a perfect evening. You won't want to miss our next episode, so stay tuned. We're on air every day, come rain or shine.
Absolutely, William. We're incredibly grateful for all your support. It's been a blast, and we're already looking forward to the next episode.
And hey, don't forget to leave a comment. We want to hear from you and your take on all things F1.
Perfectly put, William. So as we sign off, remember, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold.